Modern information systems, IS, auditing adopts a risk-based approach, ensuring that limited audit resources are directed toward areas that pose the greatest potential impact on organizational objectives. Rather than auditing every process with equal intensity, risk-based audit planning prioritizes engagements according to business criticality, regulatory exposure, technological complexity, and the likelihood and impact of control failures. This methodology enables auditors to provide greater assurance over governance, risk management, and internal controls while maximizing audit efficiency. CISA's engagement planning, Standard 1201, requires auditors to perform planning activities that ensure audit scope, breadth, and objectives adequately address organizational needs while remaining compliant with applicable laws and employing a risk-based methodology. Audit planning should establish appropriate scope, identify required resources, define testing procedures, and document audit objectives before fieldwork begins. A fundamental principle of risk assessment in planning, Standard 1202, is that audit effort should be proportional to business risk rather than technical complexity alone. Auditors evaluate not only cybersecurity threats but also operational, financial, compliance, and strategic risks that may affect organizational performance. Risk assessment determines which business processes, applications, infrastructure components, or controls deserve greater audit attention and more extensive testing. All planning decisions should be documented to demonstrate impartiality and professional judgment. Risk-based audit planning typically begins with understanding organizational objectives, business processes, regulatory obligations, prior audit findings, and emerging threats. The auditor identifies inherent risk, evaluates existing controls to estimate control risk, and determines acceptable detection risk, thereby establishing overall audit risk. Materiality is also considered during planning because ineffective controls over critical business processes may result in significant deficiencies or material weaknesses requiring immediate management attention. CISA guidance further emphasizes that risk assessment should occur both at the enterprise audit plan level and at individual engagement level, incorporating risk assessment methodology, inherent risk, control risk, audit risk, and detection risk into planning activities. This structured approach supports consistent and defensible audit prioritization across the organization. Equally important in IS auditing is understanding the classification and purpose of controls. Controls are policies, procedures, mechanisms, and technologies designed to reduce risk and ensure desired business outcomes by preventing, detecting, correcting, or recovering from undesirable events. Effective controls directly support organizational objectives by minimizing errors, fraud, security incidents, and operational disruptions. Controls are commonly classified into three types. Physical controls protect tangible assets through mechanisms such as surveillance cameras, fences, locks, biometric systems, and security guards. Technical logical controls operate through information systems and include authentication mechanisms, encryption, firewalls, audit logs, intrusion detection systems, and access control software. Administrative managerial controls consist of policies, procedures, standards, segregation of duties, security awareness training, and governance practices that regulate human behavior and organizational processes. Beyond control types, controls are also categorized according to their functional purpose. Preventive controls stop undesirable events before they occur, e.g., multi-factor authentication or encryption. Detective controls identify and record events after occurrence, e.g., audit logs and monitoring systems. Deterrent controls discourage malicious behavior through visible security measures. Corrective controls eliminate identified weaknesses and restore normal operations. Compensating controls provide alternative safeguards when primary controls cannot be implemented. Recovery controls support restoration of systems and business operations following incidents or disasters. Auditors generally prefer preventive controls over detective controls because prevention reduces risk more effectively than post-event detection. Controls may also be categorized as manual or automated, depending on whether human intervention is required. Automated controls generally provide greater consistency and scalability, while manual controls offer flexibility where professional judgment is necessary. Auditors must evaluate both design effectiveness and operational effectiveness when assessing these controls. From an audit perspective, control considerations extend beyond existence alone. Auditors evaluate whether controls are appropriately designed, consistently implemented, economically justified, aligned with business objectives, and capable of reducing risk to acceptable levels. The cost and complexity of implementing controls should remain proportional to the value of protected assets and expected risk reduction. Following implementation, controls require continuous monitoring and periodic reassessment to verify ongoing effectiveness and identify opportunities for improvement. An advanced understanding of risk-based audit planning together with control classification and evaluation enables CISA professionals to design efficient audit programs, prioritize high-risk areas, optimize resource allocation, and provide independent assurance that organizational controls effectively support governance, compliance, operational resilience, and strategic business objectives.